All right. Hello. I have a quick question for you. And have you ever thought about bringing your networking business online? And if so, how do you do it? So, today I'm actually going to talk to you about three tips on how to bring your networking business online. And in those tips of kind of ways that you can do it and just some ideas and things like that in there. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Josh. My wife Katie and I, we are network marketers. We've been in multiple different network marketing companies, and just recently we have been taking our I can't say recently. It's been a while. It's 6 7 months now, but we've been building our business online, and we help other network marketers learn the most effective ways to build their network marketing business online and how to attract leads, make more sales, and build a bigger team. So, with that, you know, I thought about this today, and we're in right now going through an event learning about a lot of effective things about building businesses online, and what works and what doesn't. And this popped into my head today because I don't know that we've actually talked about this. We've kind of touched on a few pieces of this, but we haven't really talked about this directly. And so, how do you actually bring your business online without spending a fortune on courses and paying for gurus and paying for coaching and things like that? And this is something that we've struggled with quite a bit in our business, of how to do this without spending a lot of money, because we don't have a lot of money. But we'll just say we don't have a lot of money just to spend like crazy. So for us, we got into building our business online because we wanted to reach a more broad audience than just talking to our friends and family, going to the mall, going to Target, trying to talk to people at coffee shops or bookstores. You stop for gas and you're trying to talk to the guy at the pump on the other side, things like that. And it just didn't work for us. We really didn't enjoy that way to build a business. And so we started really digging into how to effectively build a business online without doing a lot of these things. Now, since then, we have invested in additional coaching, mentorship, and additional, um, products and programs for us, but that's because we've made that decision. That's not really required. If you want to do it faster, yes, you're going to probably want to find some sort of course. But what we're going to talk about today is how can you do this without actually having to, really spend all this money to take your business online. And so you are going to see me kind of look over like this a little bit, because I am using Facebook's new system. I'm trying it out. I liked StreamYard before, and Facebook's system, it's this new update. They said that it's supposed to be more effective running lives and things like that. So I do have my bullets over here because I don't want to shrink the screen down too much, because I'm still learning this new system with Facebook. But so we're going to dive right into tip number one. And tip number one is know your target market. Know who you want to actually go for. One of the things that we were told in our current company, and it's not wrong. Okay, so don't tell me, or don't hear me tell you that this is something that we were told. This works for some people. It didn't work for us. We are not everybody. But if you want to take your business online, this is something that you'll probably have to look into. And so knowing your target market, because not everybody online is your prospect. Not everybody online is somebody who you want to actually go out and, um, you know, bring into your business. And so you have to get really confident and really narrow down on who your actual target market is and who you want to actually build a business with. And so, number one is, who are you speaking to? For us, we have a couple different types of people we speak to. We speak to network marketers, and we also speak to people in the health and wellness space. So, with that, when we talk to a lot of people, you'll see on our page here, we speak a lot more to building a business and network marketing, and how to be effective and things like that, because that's really what our page is all about. And we don't do a lot of this, a lot of our marketing to the health and wellness space, because that's not really where our main focus is, because our main focus is helping people live their best life without having to spend time, with their day job, or, doing it on the side of their day job, or whatever it is. Basically, it's we want to help people build a business. So that's what we focus on. But we do have a health and wellness piece of that I do am part of a couple groups. And so, the biggest thing that you have to think about is what problems can you solve for those people? Know who you want to talk to and what kind of problems can you solve. Maybe you are in the skincare business. If you look at somebody who maybe one of your skincare products is an acne product. So would you go to somebody that has clear skin with no acne and try to sell them an acne product? Maybe not. I hear the term a lot. You're not going to go try to sell, steak to vegans. Well, you're not going to really sell an acne product to somebody who doesn't really deal with a lot of acne. Yes, a lot of people tend to have that problem, and maybe not on their face, but maybe other areas that they can use it. But, maybe that's not the person you want to talk to. So maybe what you would do is you would go, look for somebody that, they struggle with acne, and then you market your acne stuff to them. Or maybe you got somebody who deals with dark circles real bad. Maybe you, deal with the dark circles piece, a dark circle product to somebody who deals with dark circles under their eyes. Or let's say maybe it's a face wash. Well, if it's a face wash that's designed for men, would you market that to women? You see where I'm going with this. So that's something that you want to really nail down, is what problems can you solve? And then what do you have? Like, what is it that you have that of how you can solve those problems? So your acne product, let's talk about that. So if you've got an acne product and you are marketing to people who have acne problems, maybe you talk to somebody who that has problems with their acne, okay? And from there, you talk about, do you go out and just say, hey, here's my product, try it. Here's a sample, try this, whatever. Is that effective? Probably not. So you have to think about, well, how can you solve their problem? Well, you start talking to them about, oh, I know Lucy over here who used this product and they've been able to get some amazing results. Here, sorry, excuse me, it's been a long day. Here, Lucy has given us her permission to show a before and after. Here's Lucy's before, here's Lucy's after. As you can see, her acne has cleared up quite a bit. Her complexion's a little bit better. She feels more confident. You start talking about the results that Lucy has instead of going, here's what my product does. Because here's the thing. We've all seen Proactiv commercials. We've all seen other things like that. And they're going to tell you about how their product has this and that. And it's got this special ingredient that makes special foaming that gets down into the pores and all that stuff. Now, we don't, I think we might have some sort of acne stuff in our things, but that's not what I'm not trying to sell you an acne product. I'm just giving you examples. Like, we know what people do. So our goal, is to show someone the results and how that's working for them, right? How that's working for this person, or maybe it's working for you and you want to talk about your own testimony. So that's a really good thing that you can do in order to put that through and say, hey, there's the results you had. So tip number 1, find your target market. And within that, know who you want to speak to, what problems of theirs can you solve, and how do you solve them. So, and that's really just the first step to going online, is you need to know that, because the online world is so broad. There's so many people in the online space that, not everybody's going to want that. So number 1, know that, get that dialed in. Number 2, find out where those people hang out online. If you want to bring your business online, you need to know where to look for those people, so that way you can actually bring your information to them. So let's say, for example, maybe that's Facebook groups. For us, we focus on Facebook. So you're going to hear a lot about Facebook from us. But maybe that's Facebook groups. Maybe those are health and wellness groups, or maybe you're into fitness, right? So you go into the fitness stuff, the fitness groups, or maybe you're into energy and focus. You go into the energy and focus groups, or maybe you're into meditation. So you see where I'm going. So what you want to do is you want to find out where these people hang out. Look for Facebook pages of those same things. There's sometimes that the groups may be one, but the Facebook page, maybe there's a page attached to the group. Go find that page, see what people are doing to comment and engage on that page. And then the other one is look for gurus, and I say gurus not in the sense that they're bad, because you'll hear a lot of people say, like, oh, these gurus. Gurus is just an easy way to talk about experts or leaders or whatever. That's just kind of like the online way to say, like, hey, here's these people. So we'll just go with leaders. Find leaders in that space. If you're health and wellness, go find a health and wellness leader. If you are fitness, go find a fitness leader. You know, I see ads all the time because I'm trying to work out more and I'm trying to get fit more. And, so I see ads all the time because I'm talking about that kind of stuff with my wife. I'm looking at that kind of stuff online. I sign into an online space that I do that. And so I see ads for this stuff on my Facebook feed. That's a perfect place for you to do that. If you're talking about the health and wellness space all the time, you're going to see more of those ads. If you're talking about it online, if you are talking about it, in like Google searches, or if you're joining those pages, you're going to see more of that. That's a good fuel for you to find where those people hang out, right? And so what you do is you go find those people and then you start interacting with them. Maybe you join some of these groups, or you show some interest on some of these pages and you start interacting with them. Naturally, you're going to start getting some people reach out to you and start asking you how you know this information or how you got these results or whatever it is. It may not happen overnight. And I'll tell you just from experience, it's not going to happen overnight, but it is going to happen at some point in time. And the more you do it, the more that it's going to happen, and the quicker you're going to actually start building an audience. And so to recap, number two, find out where they hang out. Facebook groups, Facebook pages, gurus. That's mainly for Facebook. If you want to use other platforms, that's fine too. Instagram, I've heard, is really good. LinkedIn is good. Snapchat, maybe. I don't know. I think Snapchat does ads, but I don't think there's like a lot of spaces you can really get into. But another one, I don't know how effective this is, but Quora, the questioning site, where you can ask questions and stuff, I've heard that's pretty good in terms of finding spaces that people are in. So either way, number two is find out where they hang out. Number three is bring value to them. So once you've identified who your target market is, and then you've identified where they hang out, now start bringing value to them. Okay. And when you're going to take your business online and you don't want to spend money, you're going to have to put in a little bit of extra work. You're going to have to do more things that most people who spend money online aren't going to do. Some people may go through and spend money on this amazing software that goes out and finds this information for them. Well, what we're talking about today is how to do an online, how to build your business online without having to do that, right? So what you want to do is you want to bring your value to those people. So a good example is one of the things that I do in groups is I start asking people questions. You know, let's see, maybe trying to think of a good example. Well, we'll just take our space. We're in health and wellness, and we do home health, body health, mental health, things like that. So we'll say, as far as body health goes, let's say talk about supplements. I can go in and just say, hey, what's the biggest struggle you have when you're trying to find the right supplement? Great question, right? Put that in a health and wellness group, and people are going to comment and they're going to answer your question. Well, now you've started engaging with people and you can answer their question, or you can say, like, let's say the biggest struggle is this, and they answer your question. Let's say the biggest struggle someone says is, I want to, I have a hard time finding all natural products. highly processed stuff doesn't work for me. Great. You can ask them more. Say like, okay, why is that important to you? And they'll tell you why it's important to them. And then you can take that conversation offline and say, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. I appreciate it. You mentioned that this is what you struggle with and this is why this is important to you. If I had something that you could, that might help you with that, would you be willing to try it? Or would you be interested in trying it? And if they say, yeah, sure, absolutely. How do I go about that? You just landed a customer. That easy. Now, it's very similar. You're going to say like, well, yeah, I do that already. Then great. That's awesome. So then take that a step further. Start posting on your page or your profile. Katie and I, we have this page. This is our business page. We have our personal profiles as well. Create a post that is centered around building curiosity. So maybe you do a post of like, I've done stories on Facebook where I'm pouring some of our stuff into our drinks, or maybe you talk about the results that you've gotten from one of your products. You don't talk about the product itself. You just talk about the results you've gotten, or you talk about how things have been so much better for you. You've been sleeping better because you have been taking this one supplement, whatever it may be. Maybe it's about weight loss. Say like, hey, you finally found a program that can help you lose a bunch of weight. Whatever it may be, create that curiosity to get people to question what it is and want to reach out and work with you, or maybe not work with you, but ask you, connect with you and things like that. And then, when we get into the bringing value, there is another step to this. And this is where, if you decide that, all of this stuff is great and I really don't have the ability to, you know, spend a lot of time, you can dip into running ads on Facebook. Now, running ads on Facebook is a little bit tricky, and there is a little bit that comes into play with that in terms of having to really understand the ad process on, having a business page, having a business manager account set up. There's a bunch more that comes into that. But what I will say is that when you are, looking into this, and you're looking into the potential of being able to run ads, it is an option. It's a paid option. I wouldn't say focus on that. If you don't want to spend a fortune on courses, obviously use the free methods, but there is the ability to pay, for ads. And it is something that we actually do teach people how to do. And in order to get to that, though, you got to understand really how to effectively do that. And I do actually have a free resource that we can provide that will help start the conversation in terms of how do you actually attract people in that manner? How do you bring that value to them using that type of resource? So you can find that below. I'll have a link for that down below. But for right now, we're just going to quick recap. 3 tips on taking your networking business online without spending a fortune on courses. Tip number 1, find your target market. Who do you want to speak to? What problems can you solve? How do you solve those problems? Number 2, find where they hang out. Facebook groups, Facebook pages, and gurus that they follow. Figure out who's interacting there and doing that. And number 3, bring value to them. Do some Facebook lives, do some curiosity posts, comment on their posts, post questions in groups, things like that. Those are all things that you can do for free to build your business online. And that's all without even having to do a business page if you really don't want to. So if you do want to learn more, go ahead and go down below. You'll find that link down there. Otherwise, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out what we have and listening to us and watching me here talk about, taking your business online. And we hope to see you next time. Have a great night.